To my fellow Americans, I need your help. My name is Officer Carter, and I'm an officer for Santa Clara County Department of Corrections, the Sheriff's Department. Over the last 44 days, 4 inmates have died in the Santa Clara County Jail due to exposure to asbestos, lead, and other known carcinogens. I've been fighting Santa Clara County for the last 13 years over this. They have left me homeless, disabled because of the exposure to asbestos, and I really need your help. This is a call to action. Me against the world in here. I really need your assistance. Here is the concrete evidence, no denying of what's going on. This 49er was locked up in that jail back in 2013. They got rid of him because they exposed him to lead. These 2 guys also were arrested and locked up in that jail. These 2 49ers got rid of him and kept going. 2 out of the 3 are no longer in the NFL. That's Mr. McDonald there, and also Mr. Smith. Chris Culliver is out on injured reserve, I believe, with the Washington Redskins. Their lung capacity has been compromised by the exposure to lead and asbestos located in the ventilation system of the main jail facility of the Santa Clara County Jail, located in San Jose, California, the Silicon Valley. You can read this on your own as I move along. Anyway, Hardin Lawson and Associates on 7/7 the year 2000, it told them of the lead dust located in the ventilation system of the old jail. The old jail was built back in 1951 and connected to the old jail. They were supposed to close this jail back in 1988 when they built the new jail, but these greedy motherfuckers did not do that. Yeah, greedy, sinister. Excuse me, but you know, I've been through a lot. Anyway, this is a close-up on what I just showed you, where it tells you right there about the settled dust located from that report back on July 7, 2000 from Hardin, Lawson, and Associates, the indoor air quality evaluation. Instead of them doing what was right, 18 months later, they went in there and they started replacing the air handlers, which they were told that they had to evacuate the building before they did this. This is a sign right here. It's not in view. This is something hidden. This is stuff on the left-hand corner here. It's the crud and mildew that's located in the ventilation system of that old jail, which was built in 1951, which they were supposed to destroy, demolish back in 1988 when they built the new jail. Because of this ventilation system, the contaminants have cross-contaminated the new jail. You can read the rest of this, basically what I was saying. Anyway, this is the federal law pertaining to the different, it's called Title 29, Code of Federal Regulations pertaining to dealing with known carcinogens inside of buildings, and different testing that needs to be done to the people and the occupants of any building. They completely ignore this, and these sorry suckers, Cal OSHA, Fremont, conspire and completely ignore their job, and they are participants, co-conspirators in the death and the murder of all these individuals. Here's some of the contaminants, the carcinogens that was found in 2002 when I insisted, when I first went out ill and came back 6 months later, got ill again. I insisted. They refused to give me this, so they have this information. They don't even care. They laugh at my fight. This is Thomas Rudolph. This is the guy that Hardin, Lawson, and Associates indoor air quality evaluation was addressed to. Why I'm not even going to try to figure it out. It's just a sinister. This is Thomas Rudolph, the Occupational Safety and Compliance Officer for Santa Clara County. This cat right here, this is Mike Amick. When I became ill, Mike Amick was my workers' comp attorney. He kept playing around with my case, and I told him, Depo, this is the face cover of the deposition of the previous guy, Thomas Rudolph, back in 2005, I believe this. This guy's with the Mustang Hastic and Amick Miller law firm. He dumped my case. And I just found out recently, he dumped my case. He just wouldn't even return my calls. And now, after he got this information about the hazards of jails, he used this to manipulate the county. And now, his law firm represents the Santa Clara County Correctional Peace Officers Association, knowingly that there's hazards in the jail. He sold me out to get a contract to represent them and basically to continue covering it up while all these officers and inmates are being killed. This guy right here, I called him after I won my arbitration in 2013 and told them I was having trouble. They wouldn't pay me. They still haven't paid me, even though I won my arbitration because they wrongfully terminated me as a whistleblower back in 2007. It left me homeless. They locked me up in jail. I've been in jail about 4 or 5 times. And no, I do not have any felonies. I don't have any misdemeanors. I don't have any parking tickets. I don't have anything like that. I just stayed there and waited till they let me out because I was homeless any damn way. These guys right here was charged back in September when one of the deaths happened. After this happened in September, we had 3 more deaths. This happened on September the 25th or something like that. It is now, by November the 13th, there were 3 other inmates, a total of 4 inmates that have died. In the last 10 years, 40 inmates and multiple officers. I lost contract with officers because I was blackballed, and you know how officers can get. But it's, you know, anyway, let me finish the story. That's why in 2010, that's why San Jose Police Department came out with Measure B. I don't think that the mayor knew anything about the contaminants in the jail, but instead of him looking into why these officers, so many officers were filing for disability, they decided to make it more difficult for them to get their disability. Sellouts. San Jose PD, they have a high arrest rate, and because they go out there on that hunt, they became the hunted, and they were exposed in that jail. Here's a graph pertaining to how the retirement increased, and you will see right here in 2002, the same year that they went in there and they changed those air handlers in the main jail, that's when it started to increase. But you know, anyway, this is Sheriff Laura Smith. She's been there, she's been a sheriff, elected official since 1998, I believe it is. And she has well over 1,000 deaths of officers and inmates during her watch. This is a sinister bitch. She needs to be thrown in a fucking volcano. Something's wrong with her. She won't go into jail. This cat right here, as you see this date up here in the blue, in February of 2015, just 10 months ago, I was in court still fighting these clowns. And right over here on the right hand side, you see where I told them they need to cease and desist. This cowardly, whatever he is, calls himself a judge, de Villa. He wouldn't even face me. He wouldn't even give me my day in court. He just completely ignored. And I was like, whoa, man, I'm a peace officer. What are you doing? You know I'm in a battle. They're all sinister. A bunch of clowns. They need to be locked up. Here's some of the other incidents that happened throughout the years with people complaining about these different things that made the news. This cat right here, I don't really know him. Who I call him? I mean, he sent this to me back at the beginning of in January of 2015, and right there you see where it says he don't know the law surrounding OSHA and other things. He even put in this thing. This is how they're so used to doing wrong that they don't know what right is. He puts in it that they're doing the best abatement in the main jail, but they're still occupied by inmates and officers. That's the whole point. So he don't even know any better, but that don't make him right, because this is what happens when you're a sucker officer and you just follow stupid orders, because he should have never been responding to my complaint with Cal OSHA. It should have been Thomas Rudolph, but he took it on, and this is what he gave, and God is good. Anyway, I need my retirement. You know, I'm about to be homeless again. I need to get my son's situation together. You know, they attacked my son. They blocked my son up because of me and me filing my cases. Because, you know, you couldn't touch me because, you know, I'm card. Anyway, I'm a whistleblower. This is what I put in for my CalPERS. Stuff like that back in, what it must have been March 2015. It showed them where they violated the law by denying me as a peace officer. These are all the codes and regulations that they violated as far as my medical benefits after the exposure. I've been working there for 16 years. In October 16th of 2015, I would have 26 years working as a peace officer for Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department. See, I put in my thing for CalPERS, my request for industrial retirement, and it's in there. They denied it. They didn't deny it. They said this lady by the name of Cheryl Allison Smith, a Howard University alumni, a black woman. I mean, this clown, she takes it personal. I've never done anything wrong to these people. I had a completely unblemished record, outstanding record. Right after I put in for it, they send this letter to this address where my son has never lived with me, threatening my son. Count one, count one. In the end, a month later, he was locked up in jail in Sacramento County. This is what they do. So, you know, so my son, you know, he mad as hell at me because, you know, you don't understand. I work for the Lord. It is right there. 4 inmates, 45 days. I need your help. This is one of the judges that I filed complaints against because I showed him my evidence and everything, and there's something wrong with this cat right here. You look into this James Emerson cat, find out where he works. Ugh, I worked in a jail. I know what kind of clown this is. Look into him, and you'll be amazed what you find. Just see for yourself. I sent this to the California Judicial Commission. I spoke several complaints about the judge and these other judges. They didn't do anything. They're part to blame too. This is this guy by the name of Robert Coelho. When I had my